It takes 20 years, a wise man once stated, to establish credibility and 5 minutes to destroy it. But what if I told you that trust is like the binding agent that keeps partnerships together, whether it's with pals or not, family members, partners, or even someone? You're only learning how important trust is. An important and crucial part in today's video, we'll delve deeply into the globe of relationships and investigate 9. The cunning person kinds of people that could be. I'm bothering you to put your trust in me now. I'm not here to add unnecessary complexity. Instead, let's carefully dissect it. Examining the traits of these people, we'll examine both their words and deeds to create a strong, why is this an impression of their essence? Significant, since trust is a valuable resource, and we must be identifying the people we invested in. I'll lead you through each kind, describing the potential benefits of avoiding putting all of your faith in them if. When someone displays particular characteristics, it's need to arouse suspicions and think about if that individual is someone you truly desire as a companion or spouse in your life. And whenever I speak regarding disrespect, I'm not saying disparaging or treating someone badly as the. That is not what Stoics tell us. Rather, it's about knowing when it's suitable to put others at a distance whose dubious actions do not help you feel better or in some other way damage your life. Therefore, let's work through the intricacies of mutual trust and discover when it is prudent to maintain a safe distance. Therefore, let's examine our list's first character. The manipulative person's faith in respecting such people is a way to go. One should avoid, and this is, why is it important to be healthy? Connections and protecting your emotional health is crucial. Significance manipulators are notable for their self-centered actions, constantly looking for personal benefits, even if they come at the expense of others. Their toolkit consists of deceptive methods, such as lying games of psychology and emotional exploitation with the goal of their objectives. Which makes coping with manipulators' deception is that they have the ability to subtly manipulate, making it difficult to identify. It might appear right away in a number of situations, whether they're personal connections or career settings that have faith in these people can result in emotional hurt, treachery, and a violation of trust. Then how do you safeguard yourself from such a manipulative? It begins with identifying characters of manipulation. Be alert for an inconsistent lack of transparency, patterns of behavior, and a persistent emotion of existing. Regulated and setting up distinct limits is crucial to speak assertively and show unease when confronted with manipulative actions. But occasionally, it could be wiser to distance oneself. Decision, particularly if manipulation continues to uphold your integrity, entails understanding when a connection is detrimental, and taking steps to protect your mental well-being could indicate severing connections with manipulative people and looking for emotional support. Eschewing respect and trust for manipulators become a necessary self-defense tactic by identifying warning of control, establishing limits, and by putting your health first, you can clear the path for more wholesome and genuine relationships or a process. In the direction of self-defense in sincere relationships, let's discuss a person who denounces everything in the enormous. In the realm of interpersonal relationships, there is a lesson to be learned from individuals who pleasure in disparaging others rather than providing insight into the individual. Criticizing it gives additional insight into the speaker's persona as a focal point on the storyteller. Let's now explore at the core of the issue. It is essential to know when to take a step back. From those who take part in such similar to spotting a clearing in a thick forest with wholesome. Although relationships can flourish, there are further details about this story for people who enjoy like troublemakers. Spreading rumors in a medieval village most likely keeps doing, therefore steering even when you're not there. It is wise to stay away from these people. Like a sailor steering clear of choppy waters, rumor weavers, gossip mongers, and negative traits are absent from image harmers. They elevate others by taking advantage of their faults. Oneself in the complex dance of friendships as the narrative progresses may experience some scrutiny as you watch this video and think about the irony. People who spend time critiquing, and they are not the heroes for spreading rumors. Engaged in useful pursuits, not They don't have any vital work to do, financial or personal issues, obligations instead. They're like jesters uttering pointless remarks regarding others to conceal their own discontent and lack of work. So let caution be your guide in this, friend. Developing story, exercise caution while revealing your life to people that don't honor or comprehend those who, it's simple to criticize others. As simply reverse the situation. That's the moral of our story, is to pick your allies sensibly in the epic tale of the third character's life in the welcoming face our investigation. The person who appears to be usually ornamented and cordial with everyone, grinning and prepared to assist on the surface. This can happen anywhere at any moment. A person may seem well-liked and gregarious. However, a warning is necessary while they could be perceived as amiable, and extroverts should be approached carefully while putting your faith in them. Why do you ask someone who's constantly attempting to win over everyone and uphold a more optimistic image could be more concerned with their own popularity than in establishing sincere connections to you might just be another face in their eyes? The audience, another figure to increase and keep their focus on these people, frequently in search of constant companionship and attentiveness, appear to live in an illusionary universe. So it's wise to employ caution, since due to an overly extroverted individual and well-liked might take your place in their social circle quite quickly. So we reveal this character's layers. Keep in mind that appearances can be dishonest, and a warm grin might not always make the genuine intentions clear. Let's examine the fourth below. Our journey's character, the one who appears to pay attention or to be conversing with someone. Have you ever encountered someone who is trying to maintain the dialogue by responding, using a straightforward "I understand" or "that's accurate" without actually delving into the conversation? This can not only be quite dull, but moreover, the scenario becomes disrespectful. Worse when the individual reacts to your statements. But when it's your turn to talk while feigning to hear agrees or is preoccupied with their phone. Without demonstrating sincere interest in a verbal communication, it makes sense to anticipate that the other one will pay attentively to the information you're sharing. So if you discover yourself having a conversation with someone who lacks interest or becomes sidetracked by their phone, demonstrating authenticity. Being inattentive is totally acceptable. Think about concluding the discussion. Ultimately, it feels like speaking with yourself, because it doesn't make sense in extending a discussion aimed at someone who doesn't appear to be paying attention or disregards what you're saying. Keep in mind that you are not required to invest. Spending time with someone who doesn't respect. Don't be afraid to interrupt your speech, the conversation, or even share your choose to depart. There's no reason to show consideration for those who don't value the information you provide and would rather pretend to pay attention while being. They're preoccupied with their phone, which is approximately respecting your own words and time. In the domain of significant discussions, let's examine the fifth. The person with little empathy character on our list. The person lacking empathy, someone more likely to deceive or hurt people for one's own benefit. Lack of the capacity to put oneself in other people's shoes and comprehend these people's emotions make them less reliable. Empathy, the ability to consider the pain caused by one's deeds. Potentially harm other people by acting as a natural defense against dangerous actions that a person with empathy might hesitate to inflict harm, since they can understand the consequences of their behavior on other people. Now, when someone is feeling at ease causing harm to others, is frequently a warning sign, indicates a lack of empathy in the them less trustworthy, and these people are likely to avoid accountability for their deeds. Those that are unreliable are typically self-centered, focusing solely on oneself and frequently disregarding the effects of their own actions. So this lesson is evident. People who lack empathy might not be the most trustworthy or accountable companions. Failure to take into the emotions of others may result in detrimental behaviors, making it essential to be cautious when approaching such people. And keep your faith in those who truly comprehend the effects of their behaviors on those in their immediate vicinity. Let's examine the sixth character in our story of the person who consistently irritates and is consistently persuaded. They are correct while it makes sense. To grow irritable with someone while challenging times, this circumstance takes a different direction when the annoyance continues even during quiet times. because it implies that they might be subtly challenging you with perplexing concepts and deftly stoking skepticism, incredibly cautious as this emotional. This psychological game takes place gradually and covertly, making it difficult to completely understand the maneuvers they try on you. These people could be taking part in this game only for the enjoyment of provoking people. So it becomes imperative to pay close attention to these deceptive tactics and games, as they can readily be overlooked. If someone is able to continually irritate people, it's an indication that they're teasing you with words and actions that could go overlooked. Be aware of these intricate dynamics and be ready to handle them. The person who is constantly troubled consciously identify when you're being gently coerced, agitated, and taking actions to safeguard your own emotions. Health occasionally, the best defense is consciousness, and by being cognizant of these nuanced strategies, you empower. Give yourself over to these complex social clarity and resilience in landscapes. Let's reveal the seventh character immediately. In our Taylor, the person who always has issues while residing in the amid disputes and stating that life is difficult when you have new challenges every day, they are never content with anything other than, interestingly, nothing can be done to alter it. This individual frequently complains. Everyone who brings up the subject of continual challenges and asserting ignorance regarding the events surrounding them. Being cautious is essential when handling this profile. If an individual is consistently enmeshed in an unending series of issues that aren't merely coincidental or a cosmic plot against them, in numerous situations in which the individual helps to their challenging circumstance, by making a mistake choices and making the same errors repeatedly, without gaining knowledge from their participation in this kind of person, could lead to their issues turning into your own burdens. They may sometimes find it difficult to manage their own feelings, adding an additional layer of complexity. Therefore, keeping a level of suspicion is advised when interacting with this individual if you feel obliged to support them. Despite their story lots of challenges, it's crucial to understand that their issues might be readily become your own troubles. Keep someone in mind who appears to draw drama and challenges frequently encounters actual challenges in their personal lives, and you wouldn't wish for that challenge to be transferred to you, particularly when we already have enough issues we face in our daily lives. It's wise to use caution when interacting with. Sometimes the best things happen with this individual. Action is to take a step back and put your personal health first in the complex dance of life. So let's discover the eighth character in our story of the person who expresses gratitude behind the scenes, but in front of your face promotes damaging rumors regarding brace yourself, not just for you, but also for others. The person who disseminates false information, because rumors can start to circulate regarding through these people, they have the extraordinary capacity to quickly alternate between a warm grin and nice dialogue as opposed to criticizing. When you see this, you should tell everyone. Behavior, it's important to think about stopping the partnership as quickly as feasible. Integrity and honesty are essential in any partnership, and being encircled by people who are deceitful can be poisonous and detrimental to preserving your tranquility. And well-being ought to come first when identifying this inconsistency of distancing oneself from your personality could be the ideal choice, since it can avoid different unfavorable circumstances from entering your life and letting it develop. In our story, the ninth C character, the poisonous person who has faith in such people should be avoided. And this is why keeping healthy connections and maintaining emotional health is vital and poisonous. People are dangerous to both of them. Possess the ability to spread negative, eroding self-worth in establishing a detrimental environment. These harmful characteristics can appear in a variety of ways, ranging from consistent opposition to manipulating emotions and disrespectful conduct in the presence of harmful people, frequently leads to a toxic environment that undermines happiness and output. The negativity they perpetuate has the potential to spread, impacting individuals in their vicinity. By acknowledging and keeping oneself apart from these detrimental influences is essential for preserving wholesome relationships, is poisonous. People are able to compromise self-esteem since they frequently engender uncertainty and insecurities. Self-respect entails identifying the symptoms of poisoning, establishing limits and making priorities. Emotional health and communication, being forceful and displaying unease in toxic behaviors face is essential. But if the hostility continues, self-distancing becomes crucial. Action to safeguard mental health, refusing to respect and trust poisonous people turns, becomes a habit of sentimental self-defense by recognizing dangerous patterns, establishing limits, and building wholesome relationships is feasible to create a healthy surroundings and promote enriching relationships. It all comes down to building an area that promotes health and optimism in the midst of the intricate fabric of relationships that we might have missed various categories of individuals in our investigation. Please feel free to share it in the additional remarks. If you've handled utilizing any of the personality types shown in the video, please feel free to. We hope you will share your story in the comments. This communication has been beneficial. If you liked the video, we'd be grateful if, as it is, you could leave a like. Tremendously helps us. And if you have not yet purchased a subscription to the channel, this is the ideal time to do so. As the goal of this channel is to offer useful insights, I appreciate your time. And we have a unique video ready for you. Should watch it right now. To improve your first-hand experience with Stoicism. Until the next time, remain resilient, remain composed, and stay